Move aside, Chucky. Your new rival is M3GAN, and she is 1,000 steps ahead of you. If the creepy dolls with the little red-headed killer and Annabelle weren't scary enough, the next year will bring a new, even scarier toy that is powered not by ghosts, but by advanced robotics and artificial intelligence. She is sure to scare you to pieces. When will M3GAN be released? The amazing trailer for M3GAN set the world on fire. It led to all kinds of memes and made fans want to dance like the killer robot. In other words, it seems like everyone in the world is crazy about M3GAN, and we think the movie will do very well at the box office. We did say box office too, unlike other movies like Halloween Ends, which came out on Peacock and in theaters at the same time. M3GAN seems to be only coming to theaters. M3GAN was supposed to come out on January 13th, but it will now dance into theaters on January 6, 2023. It will no doubt inspire even more memes, and hopefully just as many screams. M3GAN has been getting a lot of attention thanks to the main character's online war of words with the original murder doll, Chucky. This is on top of all the free online publicity that Twitter and TikTok users have given the show. The former Charles Lee Ray has said a lot about M3GAN's existence, but M3GAN has done a good job of responding on Twitter. Having these characters fight as if they were real people has brought more attention to the two killer dolls, and brought more attention to both M3GAN and Chucky on Sci-Fi. What happens in M3GAN? In M3GAN, a young girl named Cady loses both her parents in a terrible accident. She is taken in by her aunt Gemma, who isn't quite ready to take care of a child, let alone one who has been through as much trauma as Cady. Gemma, who works as a roboticist, shows her niece a project she's been working on to help her deal with the loss of her family and the effects of being alone at such a young age. This project is a toy that is meant to be a child's best friend, someone who can make them feel better when they are sad or lonely. Gemma calls this toy M3GAN, which stands for Model 3 Generative Android. Once they meet, Cady grows very close to the doll that looks so much like a real person. M3GAN seems to have free will, as long as the choices she makes help her accomplish her mission, which is to protect Cady and make sure she is always happy. But as Cady gets closer to M3GAN, there are worries that she will become too dependent on the robot. But when you have a sophisticated machine like M3GAN running around, codependency is the last thing you need to worry about. M3GAN gets more and more angry as she tries to care for Cady. She ignores orders from the woman who made her, and even attacks a child who is bothering Cady. Throughout the movie, M3GAN seems to be a bigger and bigger problem. Her fierce protection turns into murder, setting up a showdown between Cady, Gemma, and the killer doll. Who is in the movie M3GAN? When they were looking for someone to play Gemma, the people who made M3GAN chose someone who has been in scary movies before. Allison Williams plays the main character. Horror fans may know her best as Rose Armitage from Get Out, who is creepy, manipulative, and loves milk. She was also in The Perfection, a controversial body horror film that was one of Netflix's most upsetting movies. Gemma will be very different from Get Out's Rose, so that's not a surprise. She seems to be a loving but unprepared aunt who is trying to help Cady, even if that means accidentally letting a killer droid loose on the world. As for poor Cady, she will be played by Violet McGraw, a young actor with a lot of horror experience, who has a lot of skills. She played the young version of Nell in Mike Flanagan's Netflix show The Haunting of Hill House, and she worked with Flanagan again in Dr. Sleep, where she played the young girl who the vampire True Knot clan kidnaps at the beginning of the movie. Even if you don't watch a lot of horror movies, you might know McGraw, because she played a young Yelena Belova in Black Widow. But who plays the main character, the killer doll? So the part will be played by two different people. Jenna Davis, who you might know from shows like Raven's Home, Scarlet's Lab, Vampirina, and True House Detectives, will be the voice of M3GAN. M3GAN will be played by Amy Donald, even though Davis will say the lines. The young actress has only been in one movie so far, Sweet Tooth on Netflix. She is a good dancer, and was trained for the role by Luke Hawker and Jed Brophy, who are known for playing creepy creatures with weird movements, like orcs in Lord of the Rings movies. How will M3GAN be rated? Will there be a M3GAN sequel? A lot of horror movies have the big bad R when it comes to ratings. Halloween Ends, Smile, and Nope by Jordan Peele are all recent examples of this. But some of the scariest horror movies ever made have a PG-13 rating. A Quiet Place, Drag Me to Hell, and Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark all have the more family-friendly rating, but they are all straight-up nightmare fuel. fuel. A lot of scary PG-13 movies like Insidious by James Wan and Split by M. Night Shyamalan are also made by Blumhouse Productions. And now it looks like M3GAN is going to be another PG-13 movie from Blumhouse. FilmRatings.com said that the robo-thriller coming out soon got the rating because it has violent content and terror, some strong language, and a suggestive reference. Since it looks like M3GAN is going to kill a lot of people, we're assuming that's where the violent content and terror come from. We're also assuming that some scared victims are going to say some harsh words here and there. With a PG-13 rating, M3GAN might not have as much blood as a Michael Myers movie, but it's sure to draw a bigger crowd and make a lot of money at the box office. You're probably thinking, how can you ask if there will be a sequel to M3GAN when the movie hasn't even come out yet? At first glance, it seems like a strange question, but it shouldn't be that strange. We live in a world where intellectual property, IP, is very important, and studios are always looking for the next big franchise. And it looks like the people at Universal think M3GAN is the one. The horror movie M3GAN was made by Blumhouse, but Universal is in charge of putting it in theaters. The New York Times wrote an article about how Jason Blum and James Wan might be able to combine their production companies, Blumhouse and Atomic Monster, into one huge horror company. Universal is so happy with how M3GAN turned out that it is already talking about a M3GAN sequel. Since the trailer came out a month ago, 300 million people have looked at TikTok posts with the hashtag M3GAN tag. So it looks like there might be a M3GAN 2, Killer Doll Boogaloo. This makes us wonder if M3GAN will make it through the first movie. Will she kill off the people who play the main roles? Or will she lose and then come back from the dead like Chucky? We can't wait until January 6, 2023 to find out. How new M3GAN trailer differs from first. The new M3GAN trailer shows scenes that are similar to the first one. For example, M3GAN does an unsettling robotic dance in a hallway, just like in the first trailer. The first M3GAN trailer had an intro that told how Gemma took in her niece Cady after both of Cady's parents died. The second trailer skips that intro. This new M3GAN trailer focuses on how cutesy music is used in a styled way during a sweet scene between M3GAN and Cady that slowly turns dark. Like the first trailer, this one shows that the tone of M3GAN is interesting, with a family story that slowly turns into a horror movie. From what I can tell, M3GAN is not inventing anything new. The idea of a creepy doll has been explored in movies, like the Child's Play series, and TV shows, like American Horror Stories. As AI technology has improved in the real world, so have movies that explore the idea of realistic AI. The quiet indie movie After Yang from this year used the same AI as stand-in for the sibling model that M3GAN seems to use. Johnston, Wan, and the Blumhouse team, on the other hand, are putting these new and old horror and sci-fi tropes together in a creative way to make a movie that, based on this trailer, looks like it could have an interesting tone. The way M3GAN's team is put together is also a good sign that the new horror movie will do well. In recent years, Blumhouse has made a lot of well-received horror movies, which has earned it respect from the horror film industry. With Wan as the producer and Johnston, a newer director, at the helm, M3GAN could have a fresher point of view from a director's point of view, but it would still be based on strong horror talent. M3GAN is coming out early in the new year of 2023, so audiences won't have to wait too long. Well, that's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time, cheers!